this is a loaded question to a certain degree. I like my job a lot. The problems are ones of economics more than anything else. So unfortunately, nowadays you have people that are graduating with a huge amount of debt, and this puts a lot of pressure on reimbursements and what you do to actually pay off that debt, live a decent lifestyle, and do the kinds of things that you want to do in life. And it used to be very easy. For instance, when I graduated from residency in 2006. And in 2006, the same surgery that I'm doing now in 2020 paid me almost 2.5 times what I'm getting paid right now. And there's no, you either have to do more just to make up the difference, or you're going to eat the loss. And I can tell you the cost of business have only gone up, right? I mean, it's not like, well, you're probably very familiar with the fact of this fight for $15 an hour. Okay. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I can certainly understand the politics behind it. However, what you have to understand is we don't get paid like we did. Many practices, many businesses can just pass along costs increase to people, and people pay a lot of money for health insurance. But what you don't understand is health insurance, whether it's from Medicare basically demands or sets what you get paid. And then health insurance basically takes a percentage of Medicare. If you're in a large group practice, you may enjoy a larger multiple of Medicare, let's say 105% of Medicare for the given service. And that's where you hear about this talk of private health insurance balances what we get paid to take on Medicare or Medicaid patients. And there is some truth to that if you're in a large group, or particularly if you're part of a hospital-based practice that uses their negotiating powers and their higher reimbursements for being in a hospital. And this is why things are consolidating into hospitals, because they get paid differently than those people who are in private practice. If you're in a smaller group practice, your ability to negotiate with an insurance company to get a multiple of Medicare is smaller. I'm not telling you it's impossible, but it's definitely less. If you're a solo, you have no negotiating power. And I can tell you that I have personally looked at contracts that I have taken that in the clinic pay me 80% of what Medicare pays me. That's near Medicaid rates. So I'm almost getting paid by a private health insurer that people in the world think that are paying me some gobs amount of money for a single eye exam, which is just not true. And this is why when you go into a doctor's offices, you'll see 40 and 50 people being seen in a day, because you have to, by economies of scale, see as many people as you can to generate the revenue that's necessary to pay your bills, give yourself a simple lifestyle, and generate enough surgery to, again, keep the lights on in your building and pay you a reasonable enough salary. And that can vary depending on the person and stage of life that they're in. But ophthalmologists do well, but we are some of the most productive physicians by and large. And back in the 80s, ophthalmologists bankrupted Medicare because we did surgery so efficiently and got paid so well to do a cataract surgery. That's where this notion of cutting costs came. And back, I don't even know if you were born at the time, but back in 1996, there was something called the Budget Reconciliation Act of 1996. This is what balanced the federal budget for the first time in the year 1998. So they cut Medicare rates dramatically to physicians and essentially balanced the federal budget based upon these reimbursement cuts to physicians and to a lesser extent to hospitals. And that's what allowed us. It wasn't because the federal government stopped spending money. It was because they stopped spending money on healthcare, and a lot of stuff got pushed out into HMOs, and that's why those things started to come along. But that's all political. You don't have to believe in that stuff. Doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, reimbursements are only going down, and it's getting very difficult to be in a solo practice. if you're not aware of some things that make, or ways to cut costs in business, not being taken advantage of by third-party vendors that tend to say their services are required.